be really inquisitive about who it is that you are, because the more inquisitive you are about yourself, the more curious you are, the greater investment you're going to put in. And we talked about last week, investment increases the asset and the value and the equity. So the more inquisitive and curious you are with who yourself, the more you invest in you, you're going to increase your overall value. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Practice the Podcast, where we fuse research and culture to help you develop the mindset, habits, and skills that you need in order to live out your purpose with confidence. I'm your host, Dr.Rees, and it's time to get better, y'all. Let's grow.
We talking about practice, not a game. We talking about practice.
Practices are meant to be competitive. They're meant to be competitive. If your practices are more competitive than the games themselves, you're doing the wrong thing.
Y'all, welcome back to this thing. I want you to see this episode as a source of encouragement for you as we're ending the year. You know, everybody goes into that new year, new me kind of thought. Not everybody, but a lot of folks get into that new year, new me philosophy. So I want this episode to encourage you if you're waiting for the new year, or you're like, I don't want to wait for the new year, or you listen to this sometime in the middle of next year, but as a source of encouragement while you're continuing on your personal development journey. And the reason why I said personal development journey is because I want you to hone in on the emphasis of personal. Your personal development journey should be just that. It should be personal. Key to you, honing in on you, like all things you. So the emphasis and the focus of this episode is like the power of you, but also helping you see yourself as a study of one. So as a researcher, one of the things that you learn is that like when you're going into studies, you have N of something, right? How many folks were in this study? It might be in my research, it was in 17. That's how many people I had within my focus groups and within my individual interviews, right? So it was in 17. And so when you're studying, you're doing research, you know that there's N amount within this particular study. And so the thing that I want you to know is your particular study of yourself is N of 1. And the research behind what I'm talking about really is self-awareness and self-insurance. Self-awareness and self-assurance. And these are two things that you need in order for you to be locked in on your personal development journey. The reason why these are so important is because the quote of the day is this: self-awareness is a journey and not a destination. You're not going to arrive at self-awareness. You will continually grow in self-awareness because hopefully you're changing and evolving every day. So again, the quote is self-awareness is a journey and not a destination. Because we hope that as you're growing in your personal development, that you will continue to grow and learn more about you and become more aware and more aware and more aware every single day as you grow. But you also have to have some self-assurance to go along with that you trust yourself, that you're okay with where you're going. You're in alignment with everything in you is in alignment with where it is you're trying to go and who it is you want to be. So again, to key in on the personal development aspect is this: it's personal to you. There is so much information out there, and I'm a part of it, right? Like I'm one source of information amongst all the millions of sources of information between TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all types of stuff. Man, I was even watching a video today that talked about the productivity cult. And there's a lot of information out there talking about how, like, you know, people are pushing more productivity, but then some people who are really high achievers and are more productive are even getting fired because they're making it a bad environment for other people. Like it's nuts. There's a whole, so much information out there coming from so many different directions that people are trying to either, you know, persuade, teach, coach, push you in whatever different direction. And I hope that this message anchors you in you. That's my hope, that this message anchors you in you. And I say you in you because I need you to know you better than anybody else does. You need you to know you better than anybody else does. So that way, when you're getting all these messages from all these other places, myself included, you're putting it through a filter of, does this align with who I am? Does this align with who I want to be? Does this align of where it is that I'm going and where I'm at? Is this truly beneficial to me, or is this just a fad or something, or somebody famous with a lot of clout said it, so it must be true? It's really important for you to be able to have I get a sense of self-awareness and assurance and understanding of, does this message align with me? So to go back to the N of 1 in your personal development journey, I need you to see you as a study. Because as you grow, as you develop, there's so many different things going on that, whether it's eating or it's working out or it's learning in different ways, every single person is different, and you are uniquely you. You are uniquely and wonderfully made, and you're different from everybody else. Yes, there's similarities and things like that, but what makes you you, what makes you best, what makes you tick, the amount of sleep that you need, the kind of food you need to eat, all those different things are unique to you. So you can't just take something you see from somewhere else and slap it onto you and hope that, it works, because it doesn't work like that. So you are a unique study that deserves attention. That's that growing in self-awareness, right? You need a certain amount of attention and investment in yourself so that way you know exactly what you need in order for you to become your best self. So you have to be careful when somebody else tries to prescribe to you and tell you exactly what you need, because they don't know you, right? And even if they do know you, even like in therapists, they'll tell you like it's not their job to tell you specifically. And as a coach, it's not my job. It's not my job to do that, because I'm not you, and I'm not the one that actually has to act out the change, the action, and only you can truly think for you. So again, I want you to see yourself as a study, because if you see yourself as a unique study of 1, that's going to give you all the data and information that you need. You can look back at yourself and your history, talking to yourself and journaling and meditating. These are all ways to grow in self-awareness, to get to know you better, to see what helped me in the past. What do I need to help me in the future? What's going to help me close the gap between who I am and who I want to be? How do I get there? And if nothing's helped me in the past, and obviously we do the opposite of that, but if this certain thing helped me in the past, then let me try to do that again. Right? Like, be really inquisitive about who it is that you are, because the more inquisitive you are about yourself, the more curious you are, the greater investment you're going to put in. And we talked about last week, investment increases the asset and the value and the equity. So the more inquisitive and curious you are with who yourself, the more you invest in you, you're going to increase your overall value. And again, what's the value of what it is that you're doing? What's the value of your investment? What's the value of the capital, the different forms of capital that are inside you that you get to put out into the world? So the other thing I want you to think about is this. Everything starts with self-awareness. You're not going to be able to end up anywhere you want to be if you're not clear on where it is that you're going and where you started from in the first place. So again, growing in self-awareness is not a destination. It's a journey that you need to be comfortable with. It needs to be something that's inside your comfort zone, and it requires deep, intimate thought. It requires reflection. It requires asking yourself certain questions and listening to yourself and what the answers are. So this is a part of doing a study on yourself to say, if I want to be this person, I want my personal development to look like this, I want to be this new year, new me, then I have to go back through that journey and figure it out. Okay, who is the new me that I want to be? Who is the me that I am now? How do I know the difference between the two? I hope that makes sense. So here's the next thing that I want to say is, what's for you is for you. And what's not for you, it's not for you, because not everything is for you. So again, as you're moving through life and you're trying to figure out, is entrepreneurship for me? Is real estate for me? Is being a real estate investor or a real estate agent, or all these different, it's cool to see a lot of different things out here in the world that are going on. And social media amplifies a lot of different things. But it's important for you to take it through the filter of self-awareness and saying, what's for me is for me. But I need you to know, just because something is for you doesn't mean that you don't gotta go get it. If something is for you, you still have to go get it, which means you still have to put in the actions to make that happen, to make it yours, right? To put it in your possession. So if you know that you possibly desire this thing, you know what's for you is for you, then you have to ask yourself, am I willing to put in the effort to go pick this thing up? Because not everything really is for you. And I say that because as a study of one, as a one of one, you are one of one, again, intimately made. You can't do everything. You can't be everywhere, and not everything is for you. So you have to have peace, again, with that self-awareness of knowing, okay, this is for me. So this requires my attention, my investment, my effort, my energy, all of that to go get that thing. But if you're trying to put your attention and effort and energy into everything, then that's not going to work. So again, this goes back to what I said at the beginning is you have to be very self-aware and have some self-assurance and peace with your pursuit. And I want this message to be a source of encouragement as you're continuing your personal development journey, that you know it's just that. But without self-awareness, you'll be headed in multiple different directions, kind of like a leaf in the wind trying to catch on to whatever, versus really being anchored in knowing who you are, who it is that you want to be, and how you become that. Because not everything and all the information that's given out in the world is going to be beneficial for you. It may be beneficial to somebody else. It may have been beneficial to the old you. It may be beneficial to the you that you'll be in 3 years from now. But not everything at this point in time may be for you, or it may not be beneficial for you at all. Because there's levels to life. And if you try to take on too much at one time, too soon, too late, this is where the self-awareness comes into play, and knowing, am I ready to assume this information? Am I ready to be, let me give you an example. I'll step back real quick. So a couple years ago, when I first started YOU-ISH, and I first started this full-time entrepreneurship journey, I said, you know what? I'm not trying to be great this year. I'm not. Like, I know that I'm great as in I can achieve greatness and excellence and all those different things, but I've never been a full-time entrepreneur before. So I wasn't trying to achieve greatness right then and there. I just wanted to be good. But I had enough self-awareness to know if I can just be good in the future, now I can strive for greatness. Because I've solidified a foundation and knew what it felt like to just be good. If I was going to try to stretch myself too far to try to be great, I would have lost it all because it was too much at one time. So for you, are you in a stage? Are you in something new? Are you embracing a new journey of something and you're just trying to go above and beyond because that's your character and that's how you are in life? Then has it worked out for you in the past? How's it working for you now? So I'm not saying to lower your standards, but sometimes you have to take a better account for what it is, what's going on, how you want to move, and say, you know what? This year I just want to be good. Because sometimes good is good enough. Because good just because you're trying to be good, let me say it like this. It doesn't mean that it's bad. You know what I'm saying? It's still good. It's still better than bad. And I had comfort with just wanting to be good because there were so many different things going on. Now that I've been good for a couple years, now I'm like, okay, cool. Now it's time to level up and I'm trying to be great because I've got some other things under my belt. I was good for a while. Now there's greatness that I'm striving for, but the standard of excellence never changed. I hope you hear that. The standard of excellence never changed. Even when I was trying to be good and now I'm trying to be great, the standard was still the same, but I was just trying to achieve a certain thing. So I say that to say, to again, anchor you in self-awareness, to encourage you on this personal development journey of knowing what's for me is for me, not everything is for me, and what am I willing to put my effort and energy to take on? And I don't need to take on everything. Some people call this, whether it's a soft life or getting out of the grind lifestyle and all those different things because people are overwhelmed with what's going on. And I hope that this message gives you some type of peace as you're in this pursuit of like, you know what? Okay, I don't need to take on everything right now. I don't need to try to strive for so many different things because I may just need to sit my butt down and breathe. I may need to just be patient right now. I may need to just tackle these one or two different things. I may need to not try to strive for all this stuff. I may not need to try all these different diets that come out or all these workouts that come out or all these different entrepreneurship endeavors, all this, because it's a lot and it's easy to get overwhelmed. And when people get overwhelmed, they stop. When people get overwhelmed, they don't start. Analysis paralysis kicks in. All these different things happen. And so because you are a study of one, you're only one person and you're uniquely and wonderfully made, it's important for you to develop a healthy relationship with self-awareness and self-assurance all as you're on this personal development journey of becoming your best self. So there's 3 things that I want to do. Number 1, I want you to challenge your beliefs. As you're learning about all this stuff, as you're scrolling on TikTok and IG and reading things and seeing stuff, challenge your beliefs. What do you believe about all these different topics? I'm not even gonna like stick to one specifically, but what do you believe about all these different topics? There's so many options out there, things that you can do, whether it's working a 9 to 5, to be an entrepreneur, to doing both, to having 7 streams of income, to different types of investing, to parenting a certain way, to there's so many different things out there that are vying for your attention. I want you to challenge your beliefs. What do you truly believe about all these different areas? Before you bring anything on, challenge your beliefs. Number 2, before taking these things, so piggybacking off the first one, before taking these things, put them through a filter to assure they're in alignment with who it is you want to be. This is where that self-assurance comes into play. Before you take anything else on as a study, as you're going through this development of personal growth and personal development, before you take it on, put it through your filter, put it through your belief system, put it through your mission and your vision. And is this in alignment? Is this going to make me act out of character? Is this going to make me act out of season? Only you can really answer that, okay? And the third thing is I need you to get to know you better. Because remember, growth and growing in the self-awareness journey is a journey and not a destination. So continue to invest in getting to know yourself better. This is going to be the only thing that allows you to ensure you're in alignment. This is going to be the only thing that provides self-assurance, that increases your self-efficacy and personal belief, and gives you the confidence you need to pursue and living out your purpose in a specific way. So again, I want you to remember that you are one of one. You are uniquely made. You are the bag. You are worthy of investing in yourself. And not everything is for you, but what's for you is for you. I hope that this message was some type of not necessarily motivational, but provided you some type of peace in this chaotic world with everything that's going on, that your personal development journey is intimate, it's personal to you, you're worthy of having it, and you don't need to take on everything all at the same time. Because if you feel like if it's overwhelming you and it's too much, then it probably is. So take a step back, because you're one of one and you're worthy of being able to sit and say, what do I need specifically? What's helped me in the past? What's going to help me in the future, and what do I need right now? Because there's no other you. There's no point in you trying to do everything if you're just going to burn yourself out. So again, you are worthy of living out your purpose with confidence, and I hope that this message was beneficial to you. Continue to do the things that you need to do in order to be your best self. And if you got to be good in this season, be good. If you're ready to be great and level up, then go ahead and be great. Either way, make sure you remember that you are the bag and you're worthy of investing in yourself. I'm your host, Dr. Rees. Until next time, peace.